When it's this cold and this much snow on the ground, the birds come for a little free food.
There aren't too many birds to see here at Fort White on a cold day like today, but there is still a lot to learn on the quiet trails with Dr. Christian Artuso.
The chickadees and nuthatches and other birds will use that. Redpolls will actually burrow into the snow. They'll actually make snow tunnels, and so will some of our grouse species.
Artuso devotes both his professional and personal life to bird conservation. He's the Manitoba Program Manager for Bird Studies Canada and has traveled the world to capture photos of more than 2,800 species.
Birding for me is not just about the pleasure of it all. For me, it's really about making a contribution.
And his contributions are extensive. Artuso shares his passion for the environment through public outreach, speaking to students of all ages and presenting at scientific conferences.
Whether it's just looking out their kitchen window and watching birds, or going into the forest, or going out in the prairie, or wherever it be, a lot of people gain a lot of pleasure out of that. And so it's possible to engage those people in not just enjoying bird watching, but then contributing that information as part of a bigger project.
Dr. Artuso's biggest project is the Manitoba Breeding Bird Atlas. The project will be used for conservation purposes at places like right here at Fort White and all across Manitoba.
And the way that we're doing it is something called citizen science. So we're engaging volunteers, people, birders, bird watchers, anybody really who has any interest can get involved.
Since starting the Manitoba Breeding Bird Atlas in 2009, 4 species of birds have been discovered breeding in the province for the first time. The data collected by volunteers provides important conservation information and also connects people with environmental issues.
So we're trying to engage a very broad public, and in so doing, not only we're collecting a lot of very useful data that will tell us about the birds and what the birds are telling us about the health of our ecosystems, but also kind of involving people, educating people, making them aware, making them, take an interest and a pride in our natural resources.
For Go Winnipeg, I'm Jessica Cable.